In this video, we're going to talk about adding and subtracting. And y'all know what I mean. Adding them companies and getting rid of a few. So, before we go into that, before I even get started on that and give you guys a little taste of a story of what I've been doing with one of these companies and why I had to cut them loose, I just want to let you guys know who have not been on this channel, who does not know exactly what's actually going on and how we're getting this paper. I just want to let you guys in on what we're doing. You need to get this book if you don't have it. This is the National Field Service Directory. It is coming from Richard Law on SoFi, the fieldinspector.com. Make sure you get this book. You see this book? You see this book? This book is changing lives, honey, so make sure you get it. Get the book. And if you need a resume, they do resume too. Make sure you get that resume, okay? Because it has been changing my world. It got me so overwhelmed right now until I don't know my left and my right. I really do need to start making some changes and making some choices of some things that I need to do and what's going on, and go eliminating some things and just go to realize that I need to make a change. You guys know what I'm talking about. For you guys who working and all that stuff, eventually everything will start piling up on top of each other, and you just gonna have to make a choice on what you're gonna do. That's a whole different story, so we're not gonna babble on to that. Let's just get on to this. Okay, so now the company I'm talking about is not actually in this book, okay? This company, once again, is not in this book. It is not in here, okay? This company here is one that just contacted me out the blue a while back. I forgot about them, and then I thought about it. I went in there and pulled it up, and then I contacted them back, and they put me right to work. A lot of you are saying that you work for Sandcastle. Sandcastle does the same work. I don't know exactly if it does exactly the same work. If it does, and you hanging in there, kudos to you. Cause I had enough. So we're gonna talk about it. Without further ado, let me give you some story time, okay? So I was already kind of iffy with some of the locations that they sent me to, but most of the time it was okay. Now, the problem that I have with it is that being where I live, I don't know, maybe they're under the impression that if they send me to an apartment complex that I can just roll off in there, knock on the door. If they're not at home, I can stick it to the door, but I can't do that, right? Because I live in an area where ain't no roll-in. You're not going to piggyback off somebody up into a complex. These people live in, and if they do park inside of the complex, they go in a garage. Okay, so there's no piggybacking. And if they don't have a garage, they park on the street, right? Okay, so you get up to the door, you got to have a pad. You got to have a keypad number. You got to have a code. You got to at least know who you're going to call. Try to get somebody to answer the door to let you in. Ain't nobody going to let you in pressing no number and looking at their name and then talking about, I'm coming to serve you a piece of paper. Okay, so you already know that's not going to work. So in case you guys wonder what I'm talking about, they are a collection. You get a loan from somewhere, whether it's for a house, whether it's for a car, whether it's for equipment, it doesn't matter. And they are looking for you because you ain't paid your bill. Okay? So they send people to pay to deliver the letters. That was no problem for me at first, because I'm saying it's just a letter delivery. If they answer the door, I'm gonna give them the letter. Okay? Hey, here go your letter. Let me show y'all how I be handling this. Okay. Here you go. No. Come to the door. Okay. Hi. I'm looking for such. Oh, okay. Is she here? Oh, okay, it's you. Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Deidre. I'm just here to deliver a letter to you. Well, who's the letter for? Give me a second. Let me see. Such financial services? Oh, okay. Here you go. Thank you. Now go on. Now, the reason why I do that is because I don't want them to be embarrassed. I don't want them to feel embarrassed and feel like I'm just giving them something, like I'm up in here, who am I? Okay, so I just don't do that. So I just make it seem as though, let me check so that they don't think I'm up in their business. Okay, that makes it easy for me, easy for them, easy peasy, no problem. And I've been rolling like that since I started. Okay, but for the most part, most of the time these people not at home, and I'm leaving the notes on the door. Now the problem starts is when you go to get into these iffy locations. Okay, so the iffy locations is one time I rolled up in this area, right? I rolled down, turned off in this street. And it seems like everybody and their mamas and uncles and daddies outside, okay? Long street, okay? This is a whole neighborhood, okay? So in this neighborhood, everybody has this fence. The fence is in front of the house. They go all the way down the sidewalk. The wire connected fence with the wire door, right? The little wire gate. So everybody leaning over the fence like this. They talk to the person across the street. The person across the street over there, I guess. You know what? They may not be from across the street. I don't know. But it just seemed like everybody was communicating outside and having a ball. All the guys was outside propped up by the cars. They was out there drinking. They had all the little stuff going on. And when I turned that corner, and I kid you not, every eye was on my car. It seemed like all conversations ceased. They was looking dead at my car. And I knew immediately, Deidre, you are in the wrong place. Okay? So I never judge a book by its cover. And if they would have kept doing what they was doing and minding their own business, I probably would have rolled up, went on ahead and made a quick stop. But by everybody looking at me, this what this company trying to do? Get me hit in the chest? I don't think so. I kept right on rolling through there. I wasn't stopping. Okay? Next time I went to a location. Now, you guys already know. I think I mentioned before in another roll up. And I'm hearing roosters. It had to be roosters because chickens don't make. Yeah, it was roosters. I'm hearing roosters midday. Okay, I see Billy Goat. What? Who? I had to think about where I was. I thought I was dreaming. Like, where I'm at? Right? Billy Goat. Clothes on clothesline. Let me tell you something. I don't have no problem with clothes being on clothesline. I come from the country. And I have had clothes on the clothesline. When I owned my home in the country, I used to hang my clothes up on the clothesline. And why did I do that? Because in the summertime, I like the summer breeze rolling through my clothes. Summer breeze, make me feel fine. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I had no problem with the clothesline, but the problem was the clotheslines everywhere. You got these houses, right? And they look like this. The stairs go here, and the stairs go up, and the stairs go up and around, and all these. It was tons and tons of apartments, but they're not apartments. They're like duplexes with an upstairs and downstairs. And then it's like this little. It's like I don't know. But I was going through clotheslines like, Detroit, get out of here. Luckily, but about the third one, you know, I hit this house, and the door was open. I knocked on the door. Dude sitting in the house, I could tell, you know, it was almost getting dark. So then he comes to the door, you know, I put on my charm. And you know, he had to calm down, cause he was mad for a second, but he got all right. And when I gave him that letter, I said, the next time I see anything look like this zip code, they can forget it. I'm not coming back over here. I'm not going to be playing these games just to deliver a letter. You don't even pay enough. So at first I was okay. And like I told you before, I was rolling through it, no problem, because it was just letter delivery. Most people around here is never at home. And I knew that for a fact. So I wasn't having no problem with it, okay? The problem that I started to actually have, which I couldn't seem to get them to understand, and I wasn't going to fight about it, is that sometimes you have people, and I'm going to say it's not the company's problem. This is not their fault, okay? It's just the finance companies are not paying attention to who they're giving these loans to, okay? You have some people who will take a loan out for, let's say you get a loan for a car, okay? They want this loan. They want to give these people this loan so bad. They want to now start collecting this debt from these people so bad until they don't double check addresses or nothing. These people are giving addresses from P.O. boxes, off in post office. They're giving addresses from mail delivery services. They're giving addresses of companies and businesses that they just done came up with out the top of their head. They ain't never worked there before. These people ain't never met them before in their life. And they giving them these loans, and then they don't pay their bill because now they done skipped town probably with the car. I don't know where they at. All I know is that when I went to deliver the last time, I had enough. I went to a place, and it was an acupuncture place. Acupuncture. It was two nice men in the place, and they had never heard of this person a day in their life. Okay? Never heard of them, but that's the address they had for the loan. So now I take 2 or 3 pictures. They want more information, you know, to prove that the person ain't at the location. Dude, go get it yourself. How about that? And when I go to these mailbox places, they told me I had the wrong address. I ain't had the wrong address. I walked up in there. The man behind the counter told me that, yes, the person on my paperwork has a mailbox in there. That ain't a house or business. It's a mailbox address. You know, all of this unnecessary stuff. But I'm going to tell you, what took the cake for me is one that I had where I had to go to an upscale apartment complex, right? Upscale mean upscale people, okay? Okay? You right on a break of being somewhere where you just done took off and life is doing you wonders, right? but you right on the edge, and you may not be done quite made it, but you living in an upscale area, okay? So it's an upscale sky tower apartment complex, right? You ain't getting in there if you don't live there. If you don't live there, you're not getting in there. Okay? This was not even a letter delivery. What this was a number. And I didn't know it, okay? It's a number. A number you give the person, you knock on the door, you get them to come to the door, and then you say, "Hi, my name is Deetra, and I am here for such and such finance company. Are you Junior? Okay, Junior. Well, I have a number for you, and you need to contact these people as soon as you possibly can pertaining to your loan. Oh, would you like to use my phone? Because we can go ahead and get this done now." Okay, that ain't happening because I'm not getting popped in the chest, and ain't nobody gonna hit me in my forehead either and catch me off guard. Okay, I'm getting too old for that. Back in the day, I might, but I ain't doing that no more. I'm past that. Get on out of here with the bull. Okay, so I wasn't gonna do that. Okay, so I know some of you guys are probably wondering, so how do you end up with that? Can't you just pick the ones? Well, I'm going to explain that to you real quick. Yes, you can. Yes, you can pick the location that you want to go to. They load them up for you, and then you have a choice whether you're going to decline or whether you're going to accept. The problem is that all you see is the city and you see the zip code. You don't see the address. See, when I first saw that, I knew. I was like, why are we hiding addresses around this joint? What's going on with these addresses? Then I said to myself, well, you know what? This zip code here is right up the street from me. This code here is literally right there. I know it's right there, so it can't be bad. And I got tricked. So I just went on ahead and went to start accepting it. I could see the area, and I could see it's right up the street, right down the, Kaiser over there. It's right there. It's right there. It was all good. So then I got comfortable with it, and I just started accepting as long as I knew the zip codes was somewhere out and it wasn't past a 6-7 mile radius. I could just stick them in with my actual field services, and in between time, I do an inspection on the house, and when I get through, and if one of the letter deliveries come up in the route as next based off of the location, then I just change my ID badge and put their ID badge on and just jump out and try to deliver the letter, then just jump back in and change that ID badge off, put the other ID badge back on, and then just go and keep on inspecting houses. I ain't have a problem with that at all. But the problem is that I realized that the reason why they hide them is because they want you to accept them, knowing that you about gonna realize it's shiesty and you're not gonna want to have nothing to do with the location. But after you done accepted it, they're expecting you to do the work. You're tied in. So now you gotta fight them and say, "I'm not going over there." And then they started asking, and you started saying, "No, I'm not going over there." I went to a location once, and I swear on everything, I am not lying. I went to a location, and it was getting dark. But I had this big old route. I was determined to finish this route. And I rolled up in there, and I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Training Day. But you remember Training Day when Denzel and the little guy rolled up in this complex? And there was a man, it looked like he was probably sitting up on the roof or halfway to the roof. You know what? I don't remember how it went. I don't remember what he was doing. So I'm just going to do something goofy so you guys can get a hint of what I'm talking about, of how this complex, what type of vibe it gave me, okay? So it's like the dude that's up on the top and he's sitting there watching, and somebody rolled up in. They're trying to make sure the popo coming. Okay, you got to let everybody know, right? So you up in there, all that, you doing all that, and you're like, They sent me to a location like that, honey. Child, let me tell you, they done. If you work for a company that has actually sent you some places and had you feeling like they got you twisted, please let me know. They didn't last long. And then the last ones, the last couple of ones that I did for them, they turned around because I didn't deliver the letter. They done decided that they was gonna the week came for me to get paid my little $50, and I didn't even get my little $50. I was like, "What my $50 at?" So I contacted them like, well, they were reassigned to someone else because you couldn't get in the gate. Well, they ain't getting in the gate either. How they gonna get in the gate? They ain't gonna get in the gate no more than me, and it doesn't matter. If I went there, I got in my car, I drove my gas, and we ain't gonna even talk about my paper and my envelopes, we ain't gonna even talk about my print and my ink. and my time and effort. If I rolled up over there and I give you pictures showing that I showed up, verifying the address, showing you that it's gated and locked and can't get in, you need to pay me for my service. So I told them, just as clear as I can tell you now, well, you know what? Just go ahead and pay me. You don't ever have to worry about me having this conversation with you again, because unfortunately, I will no longer be working with you. Thank you. And behind that, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because you know me bringing something back later. Enjoy the rest of your night.